Okay, today we are tying the Crust Nymph. Start this fly with a 1x long, 1 extra strong nymph hook and a 5/64 dark copper bead on a size 16 hook on this time, but I also tied it in an 18. I use size 70 brown ultra thread to lay a base of thread onto the hook. For the tail, we're going to use wood duck, 7 or 8 strands of wood duck. Definitely prefer to use wood duck over mallard dyed to wood duck color. Just it looks way better. But if that's all you have, that's all you have. And then I like to make the tail about the same length of the shank of the hook, and then I just pinch off right where I want to tie it in to make sure I make them the same every time. The trick to tying this fly and making it look really right is to not add too many wraps, unnecessary wraps to the fly, because that makes the fly bulky, and we want a PMD nymph to be really slim profiled. Then I'm going to add a small ultra wire in copper brown just to hang out the back. Again, a couple of wraps. We don't want to over wrap the fly. The next thing we're going to do is add a brown turkey biot, and this will make up the body of the fly. And a couple of tricks to doing turkey biots is, if you see the U of the turkey biot, if you tie it in down and then wrap it forward, you'll have a nice segmentation on the body. If you don't want the segmentation, put it the other way. On this fly, I use the segmentation for the next step, and I'll show you in just a second. So we're just going to pull that back to where we want to start. Again, we want the fly to look long and slim, so use the entire hook shank. And then we're going to bring this forward to where we want to stop. To do a turkey biot really well, I recommend using a hackle pliers to wrap the turkey biot forward. Just makes it a lot cleaner and easier to control. And you can make sure that your segmentation looks right a lot easier. So what we're going to do is just make about 4 wraps up the body with the turkey biot. And then wrap that off. And just make one or two strong wraps in the front of it just to secure the materials in. You can cut off all that excess. Next step is we're going to take the ultra wire that we tied in earlier and just make 1 wrap of ultra wire within the segmentation of each wrap that we did on the turkey biot. So you can see we're going to put it right through the middle of each of the segmentations. And what this ultra wire really helps do is, as this fish catches a bunch of fish, it doesn't let the turkey biot crack or break or unravel. Makes it a more durable fly. And adds a little bit of flash to the body. Next thing we're going to tie out the back of the fly here is a small section of body stretch. And what I do is I take either 1/8 or 1/4 and just try to get it slightly smaller than an 1/8. An 1/8 is a little bit too big, and most all fly shops sell it down to an 1/8, so you have to cut it down a little bit because it's a slim fly and we want it to stay slim. So just leave that out the back. The next step that we're going to do is tie in some CDC for the wing. For the wing, I'm going to use a light gray dun CDC tuft. And you can use a feather too, but I think the tufts are a little easier to manage for this. And I just take the tuft and I take maybe a third of it and pull it off. You really don't want much CDC, just enough that it's noticed. So you just leave that sitting in the front and you're going to cut all the rest of the feather off. And we'll split this in just a second. Last material we're going to add on the fly is just a pinch, a really sparse amount of UV light yellow ice dub. You can see how sparse, you're still going to see the thread. You don't need a lot. And you're just going to wrap that behind this wing without trying to, without wrapping the wing. And then the best you can, split that CDC and just kind of, with your fingers, lay it to both sides. And then we're going to pull the body stretch over the top. And probably about 2 good wraps behind. Pull the body stretch back, 1 good wrap in front, and we can put a whip finish on this. Cut off the rest of the body stretch. Clean up any errant ice dub fibers. And that is the finished crust nymph.